about discussing cholesterol, and because it is something that affects most of us. There's, I don't know, too many people that don't have like cholesterol issues, or if you don't have it, then it's eventual that you wind up with it. But there's a not so fun fact that I wanted to share when I was, kind of studying some things about this. I just want to share that right quick. So it's a quote. Statins are the most prescribed drug in human history, but did you know the original studies that got them approved showed only 1% reduction in actual heart attacks? Why aren't patients told that? If a drug company funded this study, providing their drug works, should we trust that study? Because that's exactly how most statin research was conducted. And it was almost exclusively on middle-aged men. I thought that was so interesting. I'm like, wow, they don't tell us that part. And when I looked in a little deeper, some people were saying, oh, the new statins have like a 35%, it's 35% instead of 1%. I don't know. I just listened to that. I didn't really get to dig into it because it was more of a biased person that was saying it, somebody that was trying to push the drug. So I didn't really look into that, but I didn't get to research it deeply. Which, if you're being faced with statins, or if you're taking statins, I would strongly, strongly recommend that you do your research on that and any other medication that you're taking, or any other herbs or whatever you're taking. Because there's sometimes I've taken an herb and then I find out that this herb shouldn't be taken with that herb, or just different things. So make sure you do research about everything that you take, um, because there's so many wonderful things that can help your body, that you don't want it to not help because you're not taking it right. Okay, anybody else want to share? Have any cholesterol issues or anything like that? Concerned about statins? What are your cholesterol concerns? What is cholesterol? What is LDL? What is HDL and all of that? Does anybody know? Because that I find interesting, very interesting. All these years, and I'm pushing 60, and after all these years, I never knew the difference between the LDL and the HDL. All I knew was LDL is bad, HDL is good, right? I mean, that's all I've heard. But then when I found out, like last week, I was reading up on it, and I think I mentioned it. So I'm going to give you my layman's terms of LDL and HDL if you don't remember the way I explained it the last time. So we've got the LDL, that's what they call the bad cholesterol. Well, what its purpose is to go through your body, your liver, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm new at this explaining this kind of thing. So anyway, your liver goes through, and if there's something that needs to be corrected, like your artery, there's a tear in your artery, there's something going on with your artery that's having problems. Your LDL, your cholesterol, your liver will push out the cholesterol, and it's pushing it out. LDL is what the repair crew. It goes out and it repairs the arteries. It goes and works on this and that. It works on your brain. Your brain needs cholesterol. So all of these parts of your body, the cholesterol is repairing and fixing. So that is your LDL. It pushes it out. Okay. The HDL, what that does is let's say you're getting too much cholesterol because of other reasons, which Joseph is going to go into explanations about when you have too much. Your HDL comes through and it cleans up all of the excess cholesterol that's causing problems later on. You got too much. Now we've got a problem. So HDL goes through and it cleans it up. That's your cleaning crew. So that's the difference. LDL goes in, it repairs. The HDL comes in and it cleans up the excess. That's it. Isn't that nice and simple? You guys, I like nice and simple because I don't like, I mean, I'd never understood science very well, so I need it simple. So if you ever have a topic, or if the doctor tells you, okay, this is what's going on with your body, put it in chat. If you don't want to chat on your own, put it in your child's chat or somebody else's chat. But put it in there and ask them to explain it to you like a 5-year old. Then after they explain it to you like a 5-year old, ask for them to explain it to you like you're a high school student. And it'll get deeper and deeper. Then after the high school student, ask for them to explain it as a college level or whatever, however you want to do it. But I mean, by the time you get the high school level, it'll be enough information that you really understand it. Okay, so back to cholesterol. There was a video I wanted to share. This guy is talking about statins and heart health, and it's really short. It's like a short clip, but I found it to be very interesting. So I want to share that right quick, and we can discuss that. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Every single aspect of our bodies depends on optimal mitochondrial function. It's all going to fall apart. Here's another study on statin drugs and their harmful effects on both heart failure and atherosclerosis. Now remember, they're supposed to prevent strokes and heart attacks. They're supposed to be healthy for us, right? Here's what the authors of this study have to say. In contrast to the current belief that cholesterol reduction with statins decreases atherosclerosis, that's plaque development, we present a perspective that statins may be causative in coronary artery calcification and can function as a mitochondrial toxin that impairs muscle function in the heart and the blood vessels through the depletion of coenzyme Q10 and heme A and thereby APT generation. These drugs interfere with mitochondrial function, and if you know anything about anything, you know that when you do that, everything's going to fall apart because every single aspect of our bodies depends on optimal mitochondrial function. It's all going to fall apart. So why are we seeing all these diseases coming up over the last 30 some odd years? It's because statin drugs have been prescribed over the last 30 some odd years. Because every single...
That I found extremely interesting. And okay, I'm going to try to explain this mitochondria. Somebody can step in if you can if you can help me with that. But as far as mitochondria, mitochondria, when certain things go into our body, it goes into the mitochondria, and it produces like energy and gives us, this stamina and all this other kind of stuff for us to survive and make it through life. If somebody could give a more detailed explanation of that, that would be awesome. But it is extremely important for us. And if a drug or anything is interfering with that, now we've got a problem. So this discussion today is going to talk about that and talk about the different things that we can use. I'm really excited about this ebook. Joseph has written an ebook that covers he calls it the Miseducation of Cholesterol. And I mean, I want to say it's phenomenal because, okay, first of all, and don't judge me, okay, fam, you're my family, don't judge me, but I I don't like reading a lot, okay? Like if it's a book, I don't like reading books for some reason. So what I have to do, I used to like to read books until I had children, and then I wound up being busy, and now whenever I try to sit down to read, I just can't sit and concentrate on the book because I'm thinking of what all I need to do. So what I do now is I'll listen to an audiobook. Well, when Joseph gave me a copy of his ebook, um, it was so easy because it's not a lot of reading. It's not a lot of reading, but the information is so well organized that it's simple. It's simple to go through it. I would say more of it like a resource, something you would use like if you're questioning, okay, how does it affect my brain? How does cholesterol affect my heart? How does, what can I do for cholesterol? Who can I contact? All of that is in there, and it's placed in there so beautifully. I'm like, man, every book needs to be like this. It is amazing. So you'll see that. He's going to go through it as soon as he gets on. Now, Joseph, he's so sweet. He works on Saturdays, but he agreed to come on so he could talk about cholesterol. and I asked for him to share the ebook at the same time because it's awesome. Now, of course, he's selling the ebook because there's a lot of time put into this. A lot. I know there was a lot of time put into it because it's so well thought out. And as soon as he gets on, I want to talk about it more, but I don't want to give everything away from his book before he comes on. All right, I see Joseph on the line, so now I get to really talk about this book like I want. Okay, but let me give our disclaimer. This is a community call to educate the community about holistic healing. All information and comments are the opinions or experiences of individuals. Unless introduced as a doctor, individuals on the call are not doctors. So please consult with your own, or better yet, do your own research and find out what works for your specific body. Joseph, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and I thank you for, taking a little time out. I know this is your work day, for coming on and talking about cholesterol again for us. So this is the Miseducation of Cholesterol Part 2. And I was telling everybody, I don't know if you were on when I was talking about how excited I am about this ebook. I don't know, did you hear that?
No, but man, I put a lot of love into it, and
I
it's very easy to navigate.
That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, okay, this I don't care for reading. And I'm a writer. That's what's crazy. I'm a writer, but I'm an inspired writer. So when God gives me something, I just type it up. But to come up with some writing on my own, that's different. But when I was going through your book, I went through it and it felt like a journey. I felt like, oh, this is a cholesterol journey. You find out all of the different things. And I love how there's certain sections where you talk about the perspective of the brain or the perspective of the body part or whatever. I think that is so cool. It is
Thank
awesome.
you.
So anyway, this book is packed with info. It's easy to read, explains in such a simple way, and it's put together so nicely. So are you ready to dig into it? So Joseph, tell them about you. He's a, I don't know if you're a master herbalist, but I call you a master herbalist because I mean you just a master at what you do. So tell us, because I know you've gotten into some different things. So tell us what you're doing these days.
Okay, well, my name is Joseph Sam, and I call myself a herbalist. It allows me mentally to find more room for growth. I don't know it all, but I know a lot. I will say that, and I study a lot, and it's became a passion of mine to help people with healing. It started with myself, my family, my friends, and now the world. And I done help people from cholesterol to high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, herpes, HIV. I've helped patients with a lot of different things, a lot of different ailments. And the main thing for me is always to comprehend what's going on inside the body so you can have the knowledge and the aptitude to heal yourself. Because if you don't know what's hurting you, it will continue to hurt you because you don't know how to fix the problem because you don't know what it is. So my goal here today and moving forward is to help you really comprehend that God, you are made by God and God is always trying to help you. Even though something may be perceived as a disease, just know if your body wasn't doing that, something worse would be happening.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. All right, you ready to dive into the book? I know everybody's all excited. I know I am. Uh-oh.
This is a comprehensive study guide, and the importance of this is to help you really get the misconception of cholesterol and how cholesterol is here to help you. And I want to definitely help you understand the major role that cholesterol plays in the body and how you suffer when you take certain drugs or pharmaceuticals that depletes your body of cholesterol. So that's what I'll be getting in today. You can scroll down. Now you still have these categories. So what we're going to do is click on part one. All right. Cholesterol demystified. This is your brain speaking to you. It says, I am 25% cholesterol by weight. You hear that? 25% of your brain is cholesterol. Without it, I cannot form memories. We're talking about dementia, Alzheimer's, regulate your mood, or even send a single signal. When you suppress cholesterol, you are literally short circuiting me. You are short circuiting your brain on these cholesterol medications. And so I just want to reframe everything. It's a false narrative. Cholesterol isn't the enemy. What did they tell you? Cholesterol clog your arteries. High cholesterol means what? You're at risk of heart disease. You must lower your cholesterol to avoid a stroke or heart attack. That's not the full truth. In many cases, it's not even true at all. This is what cholesterol actually is. Cholesterol is not a fat, it's a sterile based alcohol, a waxy life substance, sustaining molecule critical for your cell membrane, for strength and fluidity, hormone synthesis of testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, progesterone. So remember, people that takes these medications, their testosterone go down. They have erectile dysfunction. Women go through their hormonal imbalances faster, have hair issues as well. If it produces estrogen, remember, you need estrogen for what? For your hair to grow. The cortisols, that's dealing with the stress levels in your body. Vitamin D, without cholesterol, you cannot produce vitamin D. So most people that are on cholesterol medication are vitamin D deficient. Bile acid, formation for fat digestion. So without cholesterol, all the fats and stuff that you be eating, you cannot be digested. So it sticks to you. So a lot of people on cholesterol medication can't remove the stubborn belly fat because they cannot digest it. Brain function, as we said earlier, memory, learning, and mood stability. All right, scroll down. Now look at this, y'all. This, you see this? It says your body makes up 80% of its own cholesterol. It is so essential that the liver and brain go out their way to produce it, even under stress. So hear what I'm saying. Your brain and your liver creates cholesterol. And remember, God made your body, so they're making it for a reason. So what is the true villain here? The true villain is inflammation. The body does not randomly produce too much cholesterol. It never will. Instead, it increases cholesterol as a protective patch to repair oxidized vessels, inflammatory damage, and cellular breakdown from poor nutrition, medication, or toxins. So cholesterol rises to heal, not to harm. Let's play the numbers game. Doctors often push for total cholesterol levels to be below 200, but this is a flawed metric because what they say, HDL is good cholesterol, which is protective, right? LDL only becomes harmful when oxidized, all right? Triglyceride, not cholesterol, correlates more strongly with disease. So they be pushing the cholesterol level, what the main marker would be the inflammation in the triglycerides. Check this out. The healthiest people often have cholesterol over 200 to 250.
Joseph, can you
Mm-hmm.
can you explain about the LDL becomes harmful when oxidized?
Correct. All right. All cholesterol is good cholesterol at first. It only becomes bad after the cholesterol came. Remember, it comes where inflammation is at and it patches everything up, right? So say we in a, how can I put it? That'd be a perfect analogy. Say you see them cement trucks, right? That be constantly spinning, and it's doing its job holding the cement representation of the cholesterol. But then after a while, it gets stuck in there, don't it? So someone has to actually go in there and chip away at the cement, or everything becomes clogged up, right?
Mhm.
So the clogged up cement in those cement trucks that keep spinning is a representation of cholesterol that was good for you, but due to lifestyle, you was not able to flush everything out your body after the work was done. It's kind of like painting on a wall and you patching it up, but you put too much paint on it. So now everything is uneven, right? It sticks out more. What she should have did was sand it down, smooth it out, get a perfect coat on it so everything is congruent with everything in the body, just like you would do with a wall. But since due to our lifestyle and we're causing more and more inflammation every day, not treating it, not taking care of it, there's more and more patchwork being done. And now your wall at your house look crazy. It just patches everywhere. And over time that accumulates and it oxidizes. The oxidation part is the part that it did its job and it wasn't able to go home after it was done. It was stuck there. That's that buildup they're talking about. Now, if you was able to patch everything up and then produce a clean lifestyle that actually cleans out your arteries, right? Cleans out your liver and kidneys and blood, it would have just kept on about its business and would have went out the body. So there's no such thing technically as bad cholesterol. It's such thing as cholesterol doing its job and you continue a lifestyle that makes good cholesterol build up and become stuck without being able to flush through the body because our bodies are stagnant. We're not moving. We're not eating healthy. We're not putting the correct minerals in our body to remove the excess cholesterol that's no longer serving us. It did its job.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. Like I said, the healthiest people have cholesterol over 200, 250. Just for like say my family, I've learned that my family they call it I guess it's genetic defect, but we naturally have high cholesterol. I learned this from my aunt. We were just talking about it. And I told her that if cholesterol is here to protect you, right? And technically we have a genetic defect, quote unquote, that's their words, of high cholesterol, but we're pretty healthy people. I told her it's the opposite. That's not a defect, that's a blessing. If cholesterol is here to protect you, right? And we naturally, not due to diet, nothing, naturally have high cholesterol, that means our body is protected more. And honestly, I can tell you this. My entire family look extremely young. We all look 10 to 20 years younger than we actually look. Everybody across the board. And I will direct that correlation to our body not being able to be oxidized and our body is always being protected with the cholesterol. So
Wow,
there's no defects. Yeah,
that's so
pretty
interesting
cool.
because Laverne was just talking about her cholesterol being over 200, and she looks young. She looks great. So that's really interesting. So even if it's 200, is there like a is there like a fear of it being a buildup, or is there, a concern of that or anything?
No, because if it's high, naturally high, it's okay. The issue, remember, the issue is triglyceride. The issue is inflammation. If you're naturally that high, that means your body is basically well prepared for inflammation of the body. But if you're not living a lifestyle with high inflammation, then totally fine. But if you have high inflammation, high triglyceride levels, then I would say that would be an issue. Because now we're talking about oxidization because of what? It has to keep coming and coming to save the day, and your lifestyle is not flushing it out. Remember, cholesterol is good. Cholesterol that becomes stuck after repairing the body is a bad thing. I'm gonna go to
Okay,
the
so
next
some
part, which is statin suppression. This is systematic, y'all. So statins blocks the HMG CoA reductase enzyme. What does it do? Which cuts off the cholesterol supply. It interrupts hormone production, reduces the CoQ10, which is needed for the heart and your mitochondria health. Mitochondria is where your energy comes from, and it leads to brain fog, fatigue, sexual dysfunction, and memory loss. So here's the myth: cholesterol causes disease. That's a myth. High cholesterol is always bad. Myth. You must reduce cholesterol. Myth. Statins are safe. Myth. What's the truth? Cholesterol responds to disease. True. It's often a sign of healing. True. You must reduce inflammation. True. Statins cut off the life force molecules, your mitochondria, the CoQ10. True. So the key takeaway here, cholesterol is a responder, not a culprit. Lowering cholesterol without healing the cause is like silencing your car engine light without fits in the engine. Think about it. If we don't have car issues, we know a car don't work well, we might go to a car person that might cut that engine light off so we can get passed through. But I tell you what, that car still beat up. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, go down to the next section.
Some of us can relate to that.
I can relate to it.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
Houston,
yeah.
man. We're trying to get around. We're going to go deeper into what cholesterol actually does. The real roles of this life-giving molecule. It's a master builder of hormones. Cholesterol is the precursor. That means without it, this cannot happen. To all major steroid hormones: testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, and aldosterone. Without cholesterol, none of these hormones can be produced, no matter how many supplements you take. You hear that? No matter how many supplements you take. Brain and nerve insulation. We already said that human brain is 25% cholesterol by weight. Cholesterol forms the myelin sheath around the nerves. And just to give you an example of what that is, you ever had some wires and you remove the coating and you can see the bare wires?
Mm-hmm.
So the cover around that wire is equivalent to the myelin sheath, which is basically a protective barrier around your nerves. And think about it, because when wires are loose, right, and they subject to air, water, and natural, disasters, whatever you want to call it, it oxidizes, it rusts, right? So what you think happened to your brain when you remove the protective coating for your wires, which is the nerves in your brain? It rusts, you have short circuit, you have misfiring, it's exposed to a lot of things it shouldn't be exposed to. So it enables synapses formation and essential for neuroplasticity. I said that wrong. Neuroplasticity. Oh, I'm gonna forget it. Yeah, I get it. The brain ability to rewire and heal. That means your brain can rewire itself, which we know it can heal. But with the taking cholesterol medication, you're not able to do that. So low cholesterol warning, low cholesterol equal poor memory, depression, brain fog, neurological decline. So how many people are on cholesterol medication and now taking antidepressants? Think about that. A lot of people take antidepressants. And you wonder why. And hold on, then we say, or don't we know the sunshine give us happiness? Sunshine is a hormone. It affects our mood. That's why when it's rain, it's all affecting us. So we know we need the vitamin D, but when we don't have the cholesterol, what happens? It goes hand in hand. Look at this process. This is how vitamin D is created. And I'm talking about vitamin D3, the ones that they be trying to give pills for. The vitamin D3 y'all get, it comes from sheep hair. Kid you not. So cholesterol turns into 7-dihydrocholesterol in the skin. So you need cholesterol to start the process in your skin when the rays hit your skin. The sunlight UVB converts to vitamin D3. The liver and the kidneys activated, called calcitrol. Calcitrol is vitamin D3. That means when you need vitamin D3, you have a cholesterol issue, a liver issue, and a kidney issue. Cleanse your body and your body will get vitamin D3. We are in the South for the most part. You have enough vitamin D3 here. It's just that you need to cleanse out your kidney, liver, and you need to remove the inflammation and triglyceride, and your body will work properly. Taking cholesterol medication mess up everything. So no cholesterol equal no vitamin D equal poor calcium absorption. So now we talking about calcification. We talking about weak bones, weak teeth, and weak immunity of the body. Now, watch this. Cell membrane integrity. Every one of your 30 to 40 trillion cells has cholesterol embedded in its membrane. Cholesterol makes the membrane flexible yet structured, permeable but selective, and able to receive signals from hormones and nutrients. That means without cholesterol, your cells don't know how to work properly. That's why everybody's endocrine system be messed up, which is your messenger system. Bile acid formation, very important, right? Cholesterol is converted in the liver into bile acid, which are essential for digesting fat and absorbing vitamin A, D, E, and K. Low cholesterol equal poor bowel, poor digestion, and fat-soluble vitamin deficiency. So let's look at these functions, right? The functions are hormones is a precursor to all steroid hormones. The brain, it builds the myelin and supports cognition. Vitamin D converts sunlight into D3, vitamin D3. Digestion makes bowel for fat and vitamin absorption. That means you can't absorb your vitamins. You're mineral deficient no matter how many pills you take because you don't have cholesterol. You just putting a bunch of vitamins in you, but you can't convert it. So you're basically wasting money. Your cells, it strengthens and stabilizes your membranes. So the key takeaway is what? Cholesterol isn't just important, it's the foundation to nearly every system in the body. Blocking it with medication is like trying to save energy by removing the engine from your car. That don't make no sense. You need it. So let's go a little bit more deeper into the D3. Vitamin D3 begins with cholesterol. Sunlight alone is not enough. Without cholesterol, it fails. You cannot make or activate vitamin D3 without cholesterol. So here's the real biological, biochemical pathway. Your liver synthesizes cholesterol. Step one. A derivative of it is 7-dihydrocholesterol is stored in the skin. Ain't that beautiful? That's how the skin is connected to the liver. So a lot of people have skin issues, have liver issues. They're showing you the connection right here with the cholesterol. When sunlight hits the skin, it converts the 7-dihydrocholesterol into pre-vitamin D3, then to vitamin D3, which is cholecalciferol. Step 3, the D3 travels to the liver, it converts to calcidol, then to the kidney and converts to calcitriol to the active hormone form. So, step 1, cholesterol production, liver, nutrients, no statins. Step 2, the 7-dihydrocholesterol stored in your skin, healthy cholesterol baseline. Step 3, sunlight converts to vitamin D3. That means your UV exposure, 20 to 30 minutes a day in the sun. That's all we need, as long as you're not taking cholesterol medication. Step 4, your liver makes a calcidiol, which is required for a healthy liver. You need cholesterol for a healthy liver with sunlight. Kidney makes the calcitriol, which requires a healthy kidney. And then calcitriol supports calcium, bone, and immunity. Final hormone form of vitamin D3. That means a lot of people got weak bones. They don't know why. Cholesterol medication. So right now, what's the consequences of vitamin D3 deficiency, which you can't get vitamin D3 without proper cholesterol? Weak bones, osteoporosis, rickets, low calcium absorption, fatigue, depression, hormone imbalances, poor immunity, autoimmune flare-ups. So a lot of people, autoimmune diseases may be due to what? Cholesterol, taking the medication, and now your body hormones is flooded, and then your body is perceived to be attacking itself. Now, what medications that interfere? Statins lower cholesterol by blocking the 7-dihydrocholesterol. The steroids, the prednisone, which I know people take, that stuff is really hard on people. A lot of people use it for the brain function. More people actually use it for incontinence. If people can't stop going to the bathroom, they take that. And it reduces liver and kidney efficiency. PPI, it lowers your stomach acid, reduce fat-soluble vitamin uptake. So all this stuff is depleting your body. So like you said, sunlight isn't enough. You need cholesterol plus liver plus kidney to activate vitamin D3. If cholesterol is suppressed, your body cannot finish the job. Let's get into the beautiful brain. Because remember, we all have parents that may be here or not, or family members, and they having memory issues. I know it. Everybody knows somebody who is affected by this. Your brain is built on cholesterol. So we said the brain contains over 25% of the body cholesterol. It is essential for neural insulation. Neurotransmitter signaling, sympathetic plasticity, I always say it wrong, and hormonal communication. So the function, memory formation, stabilizes synapses in the hippocampus. Mood regulation enables serotonin. Y'all hear that? Mood regulation, this is going to be big for a lot of people. Mood regulation enables serotonin and dopamine signaling. Now, why do I say that? This is not on here. Do you know Parkinson's? All these diseases is what? Issues with the dopamine, right? And then people having issue with sleep, dealing with the serotonin, right? So dealing with the cholesterol issue, it can cause insomnia, which doesn't allow your brain to rest and shrink. So now you can have normal pressure hydrocephalus because the brain not getting a chance to relax. Your body's not shutting down. Then your dopamine, now your body's trying to overcompensate. It becomes overactive, trying to fix the problem that you created because of the medication. And guess what? People end up with Parkinson's or some type of neurological disease. Okay. And then learning. So when you take the medications that they give, it's, cholesterol supports neuron growth and connectivity. So this hinders your ability to learn new things. Focus and alertness. Because cholesterol balance the cortisol levels. So think about that. You can't even focus properly by taking these medicines. Now, statin-induced cognitive decline, which happens to a lot of people. Because I'm in private caregiving, I deal with the elderly every day. And I will tell you that doing what I do for a living has enhanced my comprehension on what goes on. It's pretty sickening. But it also helped me be better in speaking on these things because I have to give my clients, the free way. I have to give my clients certain pills, but I also try to find balance and giving them the proper information and trying to find the lesser of two evils just so they can sustain the highest quality of life as possible. So, and they trust me. I've been with them for 3 years. So it's very important that, you really, have someone that advocates for you. And a lot of the elderly needs advocation when it comes to the doctor. They are bullies out here. And like they said, they'll put the fear of God in you. And so, and never, let me say this for everybody that's on this call. Anybody that give you a fear tactic to take something, don't take it. They did it with COVID, y'all, right? And they're going to do it with something else that comes up within this year or next year. If fear is used for you to do something, just know that didn't come from God and you shouldn't take it. God doesn't use fear to force you to do something. Simple as that. There's nothing to expound on. That's just the truth.
Amen.
Amen. And so I'm going to go to the next part, which is brain hormones affected by cholesterol deficiency. So your serotonin, mood stability linked to depression and anxiety. So there you go. How many people have anxiety? How many people have depression? Well, the cholesterol affects your serotonin. What's this? Dopamine, motivation, pleasure, linked to your empathy, ED, and addiction. So that affects that by having deficiency. What else? The GABA. People take the GABA pen or take all these type of GABAs, and what you also can get it naturally from valerian, the herb. Relaxation and sleep. It lowers with stress and statin use. So your relaxation and sleep lowers when you take statins. And then acetylcholine is your learning and memory. And guess what? It degenerates in Alzheimer's. Why? Cholesterol. Early symptoms of brain cholesterol deficiency: forgetfulness, word retrieval issues, difficulty focusing, poor sleep or nightmares, panic attacks, and mood swings. Often misdiagnosed as early dementia, anxiety, ADHD, or depression, when the real issue is low brain cholesterol. Scroll down for me. So the key takeaway is your brain is built on cholesterol. Suppressing it disrupt everything from the memory and sleep to focus and emotional balance. The mind depends on the molecule modern medicine, which it tries to destroy. So you have to watch out. We're going to go to part 2. Hormonal and sexual health. So important, y'all. We are here to reproduce. Every hormone, this is the endocrine system talking to you. Every hormone I produce begins with cholesterol, testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, progesterone, all of them. When you block my raw material, you don't just lose one hormone, you collapse the entire tree. So let's go deeper into it. Hormones built from cholesterol. Testosterone, it builds muscle. Do you know building muscle also can help you with type 2 diabetes? It boosts your libido, it maintains your sperm count and mood. So a lot of men with low sperm count, low libido in men or women, a lot of them are on cholesterol medication. Or if it's not, then they have high triglyceride, and that also affects too, because the cholesterol had to come save the day. Estrogen regulates menstrual cycles, bone density, and emotional health. So that's why they're talking about the mood swings. How see how everything's connected? It's more than just the GABA or serotonin, dopamine. It's about the hormones too. Everything in your body connected. You never just fix one thing. Progesterone supports fertility, mood stability, sleep, and thyroid function. How many people? I know so many women with thyroid issues. But a lot of times, there might be different reasons, but your body is stressed out. And your thyroid and your adrenal glands are connected. And remember, without cholesterol, your adrenal glands cannot produce these hormones. And without cholesterol, your body can't do nothing. It's basically running on empty. And you run on empty long enough, you're going to mess up your car. Or it just won't work no more. Same thing with the human body. The cortisol levels, now this is interesting, right? Manages inflammation, right? Blood sugar and energy levels. So your cholesterol medication affects your blood sugar levels and your energy level and manages inflammation. That's big time. Your aldosterone, what does that do? Controls blood pressure and sodium retention. Ain't that something? So your cholesterol controls that. Without having it, you cannot produce these hormones to do that. Your DHEA is a precursor to testosterone and estrogen, which supports vitality. The key takeaway here, y'all, is cholesterol isn't optional. It is the foundation of your hormonal identity. Blocking it breaks the entire endocrine tree. Rebuilding hormones start with rebuilding your cholesterol. Now let's get to the men's health. So important. So this is what this is the male body speaking. My testosterone, my drive, my strength, it all starts with cholesterol. Every Leydig cell in my testes needs it. When it's suppressed, I don't just lose performance, I lose purpose. A lot of people on cholesterol medication, it make it hard for them to do more because it affects every part of your body. So let's talk about it. You got cholesterol, they got pregnenolone, DHEA, which turns to testosterone. What is the functions of it? Muscle mass. And this is how it's supported. It maintains strength and energy. Libido. That's for our sexual desire and performance. Your mood for confidence, motivation, and mental drive. Prostate health. See, a lot of people that have prostate cancer on cholesterol medication. Balance between testosterone and DHT. Bone density. Prevents osteoporosis and frailty. So let's go to the medications that worsen the male health. Statins. It blocks testosterone production at the source. Beta blockers, right? A lot of people take beta blockers for blood pressure, cholesterol. It lowers your libido and energy, your SSRIs, decreases dopamine and sexual desires. Your 5-H reductase inhibitors, it blocks your DHT, which is for your erectile dysfunction and mood issues. So we need to restore hormones, restore vitality. Healthy cholesterol intake, which is unprocessed fats, eggs if you want to eat eggs, but coconut oils will always recommend. Zinc, magnesium, and boron support testicular function. Liver support for detox and hormone conversion. Herbs like tonkat ali, maca, ashwagandha, mucuna, and sarsaparilla is big for male health, and they make millions off of male health with them herbs. All right. And we go down to women's health. And most people on my call are women. Women's health, fertility, libido, and healing depends on cholesterol. Here's the woman speaking to the women. My cycles, my fertility, my ability to carry life, all of it traces back to cholesterol. when my estrogen and progesterone are starved of their raw material, which is cholesterol, I cannot do what I was designed to do, which is deep. Telling you. So estrogen, it deals with ovulation, vaginal elasticity. Somehow I always say that word wrong. Brain health and bones. Progesterone, pregnancy, mood balance, thyroid support, sleep. Testosterone, which women need too, libido, confidence, and bone health. Cortisol, stress resilience, energy regulation, DHEA, precursor to estrogen and testosterone vitality. So what happens when it's too low? Irregular periods or amenorrhea. I say it wrong, but actually had a client that dealt with that, and I was able to fix that. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, amenorrhea, but that actually can be cured by proper herbs and cleansing out your body. So, but cholesterol makes it harder. Fertility struggles. A lot of people have fertility issues when it's an inflammation cholesterol issue with the triglycerides. Early menopause system. So menopause can be caused by cholesterol medication, vaginal dryness, and low libido. That's never good because anything that's dry, it's like losing life force. You need things to be moist. You need things to be lively. Mood swings, depressions, insomnia, osteoporosis from estrogen loss. Then the pregnenolone, still. In chronic stress or inflammation, cholesterol is diverted from cortisol production, starving progesterone, and estrogen synthesis. This leads to PMS, PMDD, anxiety, fertility issues, and early menopause. So what's the healing strategy, y'all? Reintroduce healthy fats, coconut oil, avocado, and if you eat eggs, eggs. Cleanse your liver. Take bitters, dandelion root, burdock, and milk thistle. Support your progesterone with vitamin B6, zinc, and magnesium. Here are your allies for the women, and these are very popular. Black cohosh, vitas, which is chastity berry, dung quai, and maca. And address the gut health. Here it is. 70% of estrogen detox occurs via bowel gut. Everything goes back to the gut. So women's hormonal health is built on cholesterol, scaffolding. PMS, menopause, infertility, and vaginal issues often stems from little cholesterol, not too much. You cannot be hormonally whole without this foundation molecule.
Mm. Wow.
So now let's check out the hormonal collapse from cholesterol suppression. For reproductive, where it said amenorrhea, infertility, erectile dysfunction, low libido. For your mood, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, brain fogs. For sleep, it's insomnia, low melatonin, poor GABA balance. Metabolic, blood sugar swings. You hear that? Blood sugar swings. I know people deal with that. Insulin resistance, thyroid imbalance. Immune system, increased autoimmunity and chronic inflammation. Skeletal, bone loss, and osteoporosis and fractures. So here's survival mode. The body chooses survival over reproduction every time, which makes sense, right? We're trying to survive. But in survival mode, the body diverts to pregnenolone forward towards cortisol, depleting progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. Your body's in constant fight or flight due to your body not getting what it needs. And it's fighting hard for you to wait for you to get yourself together so it can start healing properly. But a lot of people, we just ignore all the signs. Rebuilding the endocrine seed. Remove the blockades, which is stop unnecessary statin therapy with medical support, of course. Number 2, restore raw material. Reintroduce healthy fats. We do need fats, but healthy fats. It's like we need sugar, but healthy sugar. Support conversion. Vitamin B5, B6, zinc, magnesium, and vitamin C is so needed. Your herbal allies. You got Vitex, Maca, Tribulus, Ashwagandha, ginseng, saw palmetto. Outside of the Vitex, which is mainly for women, everything else, everybody, men and women, can take. The key takeaway is hormones don't vanish at random. They collapse from the top down when cholesterol is blocked. The true hormone restoration requires restoring the source, molecule cholesterol. So we're going to go to the next section, and we're going to inflammation and misdiagnosed symptoms. This is going to be interesting, y'all. This is your artery speaking to you, okay? When inflamed, I call for help. It's your artery speaking. When inflamed, I call for help. Cholesterol rushes to my walls to seal and repair the damage. Then the doctor blamed the bandage for the wound. I wasn't clogged by cholesterol, I was burning, and cholesterol came to put out the fire. That's how it works. Section 9, inflammation is the villain. Cholesterol is the responder, not the problem. The core truth is cholesterol doesn't cause the fire. It shows up because the fire is burning. It acts like an internal band-aid dispatched to sites of injury, oxidation, or inflammation. So let's get to the root cause of inflammation. Oh, there we go. Refined sugar. The effects of refined sugar. And I'm talking about from bread, from processed food, not from fruit. Don't let them lie to y'all about fruit. Refined sugar. It causes oxidative stress on the vessels. That's already an issue. So cholesterol is on high alert. Toxic, what? Seed oils. And also canola and soy oil. Free radical formation, arterial inflammation. Chronic stress elevates your cortisol levels and it disrupts immune and hormone balance. Smoking or pollution, oxidative lung and vascular injury. Infection and parasites trigger immune activation and tissue damage. Leaky gut. Endotoxins enter the blood and trigger systematic inflammation. Nutrient deficiencies, poor tissue repair, and antioxidant defense. So now let's see the real markers of danger. So this is good, y'all. I want y'all, if you're on your phone, screenshot it. This is the real markers of danger. Okay? And you were just talking about this earlier with the CRP. Here we go. So moving forward, I have to say this again, moving forward, when you really want to know what's the inflammation in your body, I don't know, someone write this down, someone put it in the chat for me. Here are the real markers that you need. Okay? CRP, the C-reactive protein, measures actual inflammation in your body. The homocysteine, elevated in vessel damage and methylation issues. Fibrinogen indicates blood clotting and vascular stress. The LPA is an inflammatory LDL subfraction tied to genetics. And then your triglyceride to HDL ratio, not your good cholesterol to bad cholesterol, quote unquote. It's your triglyceride to HDL ratio. It's a better predictor of insulin resistance and heart risk, which is very important. I just want y'all to screenshot it, do what you need to do, put it in the chat. That's the real markers of danger, not cholesterol. Thank you. Thank you. All right. The analogy. Blaming cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming firefighters for the fire rather than the arsonist. So true. Cholesterol is not the match, it's the fire extinguisher. Until you resolve the inflammatory triggers, you're blaming the wrong molecule. Heal the inflammation and cholesterol normalizes on its own. Let's get into this medication. The truth about statins, what they really do, what they were never meant to do, and what they destroy. Okay, let's do it. Statin effects blocks your HMG and CoA reductase. What does that do? The consequence, cholesterol synthesis go down. Your CO statin effect again. Your COQ10 goes down, which is what? Your mitochondrial energy goes down, and your heart failure risk goes up. Your steroid hormones go down, which makes your testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol crash. Your myelin support, which is your protective coating around your nerves of your brain. The consequence is memory loss, brain fog, mood issue. Your vitamin D go down. The effect, your D3 synthesis halts at the cholesterol stage, so you can't get vitamin D3 even though you're getting enough, but you can't convert it. Your liver burden goes up. So now you see a lot of people with elevated liver enzymes and a toxic load, and they can't get rid of it. And a lot of times you're going to have skin issues as well with that. So we're going to scroll down. This is clinically documented. Y'all can all look this up, okay? The statin side effects: muscle pains and weakness, memory loss, confusion and depression, sexual dysfunction and hormonal crash, fatigue, brain fog, and joint pain. New onset of type 2 diabetes. Ain't that crazy? Liver damage. And that makes sense. If you're going to have liver damage, how your body supposed to remove excess hormones out the body? That's one of the purpose of the liver. It makes sense. Increased risk of hemorrhage, stroke. You can have strokes by taking statins. And you know it's funny, right? Don't they have y'all take cholesterol medication to prevent strokes?
Yeah.
It's wild. That's all. And these are real stuff that you can look up yourself. So what's the motive? Oh, I see the motive. I see 30 billion a year, 30 plus. That's a man. I get it. I mean, some people do value money over themselves. So if they do, then it's nothing for them to hurt somebody where they don't put themselves at a high value. It makes sense. Their only value they can see is something that not a part of them, but they attach it to them to make themselves feel valuable. So it's less care about the human race, clearly. So here we go. Lowering cholesterol creates a downstream effect. How? Because it leads to taking more drugs. Look how this go. Your statin causes joint pain, so now you got to take the NSAIDs, right? The NSAIDs. The statin causes ED, so now Viagra is, going off the roof. And a lot of people die from heart attacks from Viagra. What else? The statin causes fatigue, so now you got to take stimulants. Now you're taking you're drinking more coffee. Statins is helping the coffee industry. The statin causes depression. Now you're taking SSRIs, you're taking things like fluoxetine, you're taking riproprazole, Abilify. So just that alone has caused so many businesses to make billions off of you. Statins don't cure, they suppress, they silence the body's natural response without healing the cause. Healing comes from addressing inflammation, restoring nutrient balance, and letting cholesterol do its job. All right, section 11. Misdiagnosed symptoms from cholesterol depletion. Okay, let's do it. Actual cholesterol deficiency, memory loss, fog, or poor recall. The common misdiagnosis, but eventually does become is what? Alzheimer's, dementia, and ADHD. What's another one? Muscle weakness and fatigue. The misdiagnosis, fibromyalgia, CFS, and aging. Oh, look at that. Remember I was talking about natural high cholesterol looking younger? They're telling you right here. Aging right there. It's okay to have cholesterol. You get older faster, but you age faster on these statins. Just to let you know. It's telling you right here. Next up, ED and low libido. So testosterone deficiency and depression. What else? Irregular periods and PMS. So the common misdiagnosis is PCOS or early menopause. You wasn't going through early menopause. You just had a cholesterol issue. Anxiety and irritability. And that's just like a generalized anxiety disorder, but it wasn't that. It was your cholesterol. Mood instability. Now they're saying you bipolar and have depression, but your body just didn't have the feel it need to work properly. Nerve pain and tingling can come from cholesterol, the statins. So now you're talking about neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, and diabetic damage. Sleep disturbances, insomnia, hormonal imbalance, and vaginal dryness and infertility, female hormone dysfunction. So a lot of things they are saying this is your issue, but a lot of times it could have been your statins, your triglyceride levels being too high to inflammation.
So
So the
I have
key.
a question. So let's say somebody's not taking statins and they're experiencing all these things. Could it be low cholesterol producing or something else?
Yes, because remember, it can be low cholesterol producing, but what helps? Remember the liver. So I'm pretty sure they got a stagnated liver. And remember the liver helps produce and all the fats and lipids. So it can't get proper absorption. So they still have low cholesterol even without the statins.
Mm.
because the organs are not properly working itself out because she need to do a liver cleanse, a kidney cleanse. Very, very important. So yes, even without taking statins, if your liver and kidney is messed up, which a lot of people's are, you still have the same effects. It won't be as worse as this, as taking the statins, because that leads to so many other side effects much quicker. But no, definitely still an issue. Gotta get your liver and kidneys clean, y'all.
So if they're checking, like, if they check their liver function and that type of thing, or if they check their blood and they find out that their cholesterol is low, then the liver issue might be a problem.
I can almost guarantee their liver enzyme levels are gonna be high. And you remember the markers that show the markers of danger? Tell
Right.
them check those markers. I bet they're elevated.
Hmm. Wow.
Bet they're elevated. So now we're gonna go to section 12. Your body's adaptive response. That means your body's always trying to fix itself. So hear this out. I want y'all to know this. Why cholesterol rises? Here's a reason why it rises. A trigger. Tissue injury. You injure a tissue, say you sprain an ankle, right? Cholesterol is sent to seal and repair. That means people that are on having all these injuries, are falling, all these issues, and you're on cholesterol medication, your body can't repair properly because they don't have cholesterol to do the job. They will never tell you the infections. When you have an infection, your body have cholesterol as an immune response to support. When you have menopause, it's substrate for steroid hormone production. So your body, when you have menopause, cholesterol levels rises to try to fix the problem. When you have low thyroid, when you have hypothyroidism or Hashimoto, your cholesterol rises due to the reduced conversion. That means things are not being converted from T4 to T3. That's what they're talking about. That's why a lot of people take thyroxine. Your cholesterol rises due to thyroid issues. But cholesterol is there always to help, it's not to hurt. Liver toxicity. The liver pushes cholesterol into the blood for dumping. It's trying to push it away. Nutrient deficiency, less bile, less excretion, cholesterol retention. So you need your bowel. Remember, the bowel breaks down everything. I mean, it breaks down everything in the body. It's so needed. So you know your bowel is equivalent to baking soda. Your bowel is sodium bicarbonate, which is pretty cool. So if you having like less bowel, I would recommend putting a little bit of natural baking soda into some water and drinking it. It will help. But you don't do it every day. You just try and get your body back to balance. So
So I have a
let's
quick
look for.
quick
Go
question.
ahead.
Okay, so let's say, like, for example, the low thyroid, and your
Hmm.
cholesterol is producing more to reduce. So,
No, it rises due to reduced conversion. Because the way the thyroid works, you have a T4 thyroid. The T4, and in order for your thyroid to function properly, it converts into T3. And a lot, 9 times out of 10, the thyroid is directly connected to your adrenal glands. So a lot of issue is due to living in a high stress environment, not taking care of yourself, you burned out your adrenal glands, and now your body can't function. And if you're taking statins, now your body can't produce hormones properly. So now you don't have enough raw material, and your body is not at ease to convert T4 to T3 for your thyroid to function properly. And also you need some selenium to help convert from T4 to T3. It rises because remember, cholesterol is used for all the hormones, right?
mhm.
So if you're not able to produce the hormone, then the cholesterol just sitting there waiting for a job that it can't do. So it's just sitting there building up, building up. And at the same time, you think, well, that ain't nothing. But remember, on top of that, you're still eating an unhealthy diet, unhealthy lifestyle. So your body is still bringing more and more cholesterol in to save the day. which is doing, but now everything is being stuck on the wall, getting patched up, and now you're getting these what? Cholesterol deposits everywhere. And it's still not the enemy. It's just trying to save the day. But so now it has to focus. It's in what? Fight or flight mode. It's in survival mode, right? And remember when I said it's in survival mode, it cannot focus on doing this normal job. It's just trying to keep you alive until you get your act together. So now that's why cholesterol rises and your body's not at ease to start the process of converting these hormones from the T4 to T3. And now you have to take thyroxine for the rest of your life.
So now, while it rises and while it's working on healing the body, what do we do with that cholesterol that's in there? Should we try to get rid of it or just let it do its job?
You
How do
let
you
us do its
control
job.
it? It's too much.
That's misconception. It's not. It never be too much. You just remember it goes away on its own. You just have to reduce the inflammation in your body. You reduce the inflammation in your body, it goes away. It's still there when you need it naturally, but it won't have to. Your liver and your brain won't have to produce as much because you don't have those high markers no more. You don't have high inflammation no more. You don't have high oxidative stress. So now your body has what it needs, especially if you're not taking those statins, to have your hormones back in balance. So it all starts with what are you putting in your mouth? What are you eating? What are you drinking? And then also, are you doing seed oils? Are you giving your body the minerals and vitamins that it needs? Because one thing that would help is vitamin C, natural vitamin C, because now that reduces oxidative stress on the entire body. But yes, at the end of the day, we have roles. The number one role of food is no matter what you're doing in life, if you eat food, your body stops everything it do other than, the autonomic nervous system, which is like breathing and your eyes blink, your hands move. Outside of that, it stops every process in the world that it's doing to digest your food to convert it to energy. And like, look at the next one, high LDL and low thyroid function, hypothyroidism. What's the next one? High LDL and poor bowel flow, liver and gallbladder issue, high LDL and hormone crash, menopause and adrenal fatigue, high LDL and insulin resistance, sugar and metabolic overload, type 2 diabetes. But you see the issue when we say high LDL, we're not talking about bad cholesterol. We're talking about your body has sent good cholesterol over to save the day. And then it became oxidized because after it did its job, we kept adding more and more and more. And we couldn't get rid of the oxidized good cholesterol. Now they call it LDL. And you combine that with all the different things that comes with taking medication or bad lifestyle, not moving around, not working out, it causes issues in every part of the body. But the cholesterol was never the problem. Because look at this, look at the key takeaway. It says cholesterol elevation is often a survival mechanism, not a mistake. It is the body adapting to something deeper. And healing begins with understanding what that is, not just suppressing the messenger. You never want to suppress anything. You need to face it on. That goes with life. So part 4 is a mental health, dementia, and neurological decline. This is the brain speaking again, y'all. They put me on statins and I start forgetting names. Then they said I had early dementia, but I wasn't losing my mind. I was losing my cholesterol, the very molecule I need to think, feel, and remember. So for session 13, cholesterol and mental illness, brain chemistry begins with cholesterol, not Prozac. Here's the symptoms: depression. The biological link is serotonin receptors function go down. Anxiety, your GABA support go down, and it's increased excitability. Bipolar mood swing, unstable neural signaling. Brain fog, poor myelin conductivity. See, the myelin shift, and we talking about conductivity, the spark, you had to protect the wires so they can spark, so they can connect better. Suicidal ideation, documented in extremely low cholesterol state. So low cholesterol causes suicidal thoughts. And then the funny thing is the depression medication they give you causes suicidal thoughts too as a side effect, which is interesting. Hallucination, disrupted neurotransmission, and neural inflammation. So here's a real world pattern. Patient begins statins, your cholesterol drops, right? So you think you're doing good. But now you become more fatigued and depression emerges, right? Then they tell you to take B vitamins, don't they? And they always tell you to take the SSRIs because of, the issues. Now you're doing that, your libido crashes. Now there's more drugs added. This spiral becomes a psychiatric polypharmacy trap with no end in sight. You will start with one pill and end with 30. Um, but right here it says cholesterol is your brain's essential building block, not a threat. When it's stripped away, the mind begins to unravel chemically, structurally, and emotionally. True mental healing starts by rebuilding the foundation, not masking the collapse that is happening in the body. So look, we get into right here the SSRIs, the COQ10 loss, and neurochemistry. The chemical trap that begins with cholesterol suppression and ends with neurodegeneration. So SSRI is the go-to drug for cholesterol-induced crash. SSRIs block the reabsorption of serotonin in the synapse. But without cholesterol, serotonin receptors don't even function properly. SSRI are working on a broken machinery. CoQ10, the mitochondrial link to mood and mind. Coenzyme Q10 is essential for energy production in every cell in the body, for all 30 to 40 trillion cells. Statins drastically lower the CoQ10 by blocking the same pathway used to synthesize cholesterol. Low CoQ10 equals mitochondrial burnout, mental fatigue, fog, and emotional instability. So how many people think they super stressed out at work, but you're also taking these cholesterol medication? And that's a lot of people. So just letting you know, it's the pills. SSR withdrawal. So now withdrawal syndrome. That means these things are so strong. When you start taking these antidepressants, it makes you go crazy. It's like in the 80s, someone trying to get off of a hard drug. It says brain zaps, electric sensation, dizziness, vertigo. So now if you stop trying to take this, you can get vertigo. Emotional roller coaster, nausea, tremors, depersonalization. That's going through withdrawal of getting off these antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills. The SSRIs and statins don't correct the brain, they override it. Mental clarity and emotional resilience start with cellular integrity, energy production, and cholesterol-based balance. True healing means rebuilding the brain's architecture, not bypassing it. So they bypass your brain and start doing stuff for you, and they can never do better than what God do. You got to give it back its balance. So NPH, normal pressure hydrocephalus, Parkinsonism, ariprazole, that's the Abilify. So this is going to be big about these because you want to see a lot of elderly or loved ones deal with these issues, okay? Normal pressure hydrocephalus is a condition where your cerebral spinal fluid accumulates in the brain ventricles, causing pressure on surrounding tissues without raising total CSF pressure. It mimics Alzheimer's, Parkinson, or dementia, but is often reversible if identified early. Here's a classic triad, right? Your gait, your gait, people talk about it all the time in elderly: disturbance, shuffling, walking, instability, cognitive impairment, memory loss, confusion, urinary incontinence. Happens to a lot of the elderly, even people younger. They're telling you right now, this is all coming from cholesterol. Ariprazole, Abilify, it was easier to say. It's a partial dopamine agonist that disrupts natural feedback, and it modulates serotonin receptors and carries a black box warning for elderly dementia patients. It can cause tics, Parkinsonian tremors, dopamine crash, and emotional numbness. Here's the key takeaway. Many elderlies are misdiagnosed. And I'm saying right now, my client was misdiagnosed with Parkinson, took the wrong drugs, and almost went crazy. And it was normal pressure hydrocephalus. So I'm telling you, I know this real time and it can change your entire life. That have you scared and have you nerved up, scared to walk. You can't think straight and you can't sleep at night. Gotta get up, go to the bathroom 4 times. I deal with this. I'm telling you, this is real time. I saw with my own eyes. And many elderlies are misdiagnosed with Parkinson's and dementia when they are suffering from cholesterol starvation of the brain or drug-induced dopamine collapse. True healing starts by restoring the architecture, not silencing the symptoms. Cardiovascular. I beat 100. This is your heart speaking to you. I beat 100,000 times a day. Every contraction needs COQ10, which is made alongside cholesterol. When you take a statin, you're not just lowering the number, you are starving me for the fuel I need to keep you alive. Heart disease reframed. Let's find out how it really is, okay? It's not a cholesterol problem, it's a repair problem. Cholesterol is not the cause, it's the bondage. What we call clogged arteries is actually the body's emergency repair system trying to patch damaged vessel walls. So here's the root cause. Here's the mechanism. Chronic inflammation. The mechanism that caused it is what? Weakens, or chronic inflammation weakens vessel linings, trigger immune response. Oxidative stress. It damages your endothelial cells and oxidizes, you hear it? Oxidizes LDL. Now it's bad cholesterol, quote unquote, because now it's oxidized. Insulin resistance thickens arteries and raises blood pressure. Toxic fat, seed oils, disrupt your nitric oxide, promotes plaque formation. So the seed oils also give you plaque formation. High cortisol, stress, increases blood pressure and damage rate. So you damage your vessel faster with high stress. That's why you need high vitamin C for your adrenal glands, because your adrenal glands produces cortisol, but cholesterol is what needed to even produce hormones in the first place. So if you don't have that, it's like your adrenal glands trying to work extra hard to produce something that it really can't produce, and it wears out your adrenal glands, which also wears out your thyroid. Heavy metals impairs mitochondria and weakens vessel integrity. So the key takeaway here is heart disease is not a cholesterol disease. It's an injury repair imbalance driven by inflammation, oxidation, metabolic dysfunction. Real healing comes from removing what harms and rebuilding what heals, not statin suppression. So now we're going to get into blood pressure, and arterial health, and cholesterol. Vascular tension is a reflection of vessel health, not just sodium. Blood pressure pattern, high systolic, normal diastolic, right? Functional interpretation, what does it mean? Arterial stiffness, low magnesium and collagen. So let me tell you, low magnesium causes high blood pressure. Collagen is produced by what? Vitamin C. Vitamin C helps produce collagen in the body. So I'm telling you, eat more vitamin C fruits, eat a lot of greens, high in magnesium, high in chlorophyll, because all chlorophyll has magnesium at its base. It is plant-based blood for the body, and you will lower your blood pressure. High diastolic by itself means thick blood, inflammation, poor nitric oxide. So now, if that's the case, you need an anticoagulant. You need licorice root. You need something called propolis to help remove that thickness of the blood while you try to repair the rest of your body. You just can't focus on blood pressure. You got to heal the whole body. You got to get your cholesterol right. What else? Wide post pressure. That means you have aging arteries, high oxidative stress. That goes back with the vitamin C again. Blood pressure spikes with stress. I know a lot of people, when they ain't paying, the blood pressure spikes. It's tremendously high. It happens with a lot of elderly. Adrenal dysregulation. Remember, their adrenal glands are already worn out. That's vitamin C again. Cortisol reactivity. Vitamin C again. And also cholesterol. Natural cholesterol being made to heal the body, not being fight or flight mode. Low blood pressure with fatigue. Low testosterone and adrenal burnout. See, now your adrenal is burnt out now. It is burnt. So now you have low blood pressure and you're fatigued. And you're like, oh, at least it's low. No, your body can't even function properly. Your adrenal glands help regulate your blood pressure as well. That's why everything's all connected. It's always a total body cleanse. Your key takeaway is healthy blood pressure depends on vessel flexibility. A lot of times it becomes stiff. And that's why y'all be taking calcium channel blockers. A calcium channel blocker, let me see, go back. My bad. There we go. A calcium channel blocker is to make sure your vessels don't constrict, because calcium actually constricts your vessels, which is not a bad thing. It's just that due to the state that your vessels are in and the problem not being treated properly, they block the calcium in your body, but that also now affects your parathyroid, which a lot of people have parathyroid issues. And with blocking the uptake of the calcium, it also causes vitamin D issues because you need calcium and vitamin D together, all connected. Section 18, natural cardiovascular support protocol. Nutrients, what you need, CoQ10, that energizes heart mitochondria and statin recovery. What else you need? Magnesium, glycinate, and malate. Vessel relaxation, blood pressure support. Vitamin K2, it directs calcium out of the arteries naturally. And you can get that from natural substances. The K2 directs calcium out the arteries into the bones. So now, you know how people, oh, I got calcium in the blood. If you got more vitamin K2 naturally, it will go into the bones. And that would make your teeth, your bones, everything stronger in your body. Remember, the most abundant mineral in your body is calcium. Oh, here you go. Omega-3s, anti-inflammatory blood thinning effect. So omega-3 is also a natural anticoagulant, which is good for people with thick blood. If you're not plant-based, do your fish oils. If you're plant-based, do the marine phytoplankton. Vitamin C, collagen repairs of the arterial walls. Vitamin C repair the walls. Nattokinase and serapatase breaks down excess fibrin and plaque buildup. You can look all this stuff up and you can order these. It breaks down the plaque buildup. You got all the answers right here how to remove that plaque. So what are herbal cardiovascular allies? What can we take? Hawthorn berry, really good. Strengthens heart muscle, improves the rhythm. I mean, how many people I know have went AFib? For their heart weak, hawthorn berry will make it stronger so it keeps its rhythm. Garlic aged extract reduces blood pressure and anti-plaque. So aged extract of garlic can remove the plaque. Ginkgo biloba enhances peripheral circulation and oxygen delivery to the body. Cayenne pepper, which I love, is a vasodilator. That means it's going to open up them vessels. And promotes nitric oxide. Get a nitric oxide uptake, give you energy, help you build muscle. Turmeric, which is curcumin, you add black pepper to help. Anti-inflammatory and support the endothelial lining of your vessels. Olive leaf extract, anti-hypertensive and an antioxidant. Antioxidant means anti-oxidative stress. Anytime you see the word antioxidant, you mean it's fighting against oxidative stress in the body. And it's anti-hypertensive, so it's going to lower hypertension in the body. So the key takeaway here is your heart and arteries are living tissues that can heal through targeted herbal repair, nutrient restoration, and toxicity removal. You can reduce blood pressure, restore healthy circulation, and reduce reliance on pharmaceutical suppression with guidance. All right, part 6, polypharmacy in modern medication. Every pill you take, this is your liver speaking to you, y'all. Every pill you take passes through me. I detox it. I metabolize it. I try to protect you. But when you stack 5, 8, 12 drugs on top of me, I can't keep up. And the cascade you started with one statin becomes a prison of prescriptions for the rest of your life. So here's section 19. Here's the spiral from cholesterol suppression, how one statin becomes 5 prescriptions. The patients start taking statins, right? Now you have fatigue. So now they give you thyroid meds. Now you have low libido. Now they give you testosterone medication. Now you have mood crashes. Now you're taking SSRIs, which is for anxiety, for depression. Now you can't sleep. You have insomnia. Now you're taking benzo. Now you're taking GABAs. Now you have brain fog. Now you're taking Abilify, which is aripiprazole. Now you're shuffling, walking. Now they're saying you need to take something for your Parkinson's. Now you have ED. Now you have Viagra. And depression keeps deepening. And this is a polypharmacy trap. So let's look at this timeline. And this is going to be very important. I want you to think about your loved ones. And it can vary from time to time. But let's everybody just look at this very deeply. Your time frame. 3 to 6 months. And this will help you out. This is all coming from cholesterol medication. After three to 6 months of taking it, they might be more depressed. Someone might just randomly say, hey, I feel depressed. You don't think nothing of it. It just might be a bad day. You might have fatigue and muscle pain. But it really is taking cholesterol for 3 to 6 months. 6 to 12 months. Now you have hypothyroidism and low testosterone. 1 to 2 years, you start getting early dementia and Parkinsonism. And like I said, it can vary. It can be 1 to 2 years, or it can be 5 to 10 years this happened. But it always happens. There's no escaping it. It's going to happen because your body is going to do what it needs to do, and these pills are going to do what it needs to do. Some may happen faster, some may be slower. In 2 to 5 years, osteoporosis, fibromyalgia, and heart failure. So now, since taking the cholesterol medication, when you fall, now you can break your bones easier just by taking the statins. Statins are often the first domino in the long chain of unnecessary medication. Each new drug prescribed to patch the consequence of the last until the body is chemically overloaded. Recovery means breaking the chain. So let's see the top 13 drugs tied to cholesterol dysfunction. So, I want you to see what it is. As an SSRI, the top one is Prozac. It treats depression. The root cause linked to cholesterol. Cholesterol needs serotonin receptor function. So, but it can't because it's low cholesterol. What's another one? The SNRI, which is Cymbalta, which is anxiety and nerve pain. This happened from the myelin loss from low cholesterol. So now you got to take that. Antipsychotic, Abilify, mood swings. Your neurotransmitter collapse because of low cholesterol. Sleep aids, Ambien. I know a lot of people take Ambien. Insomnia, right? It's because your GABA receptors are imbalanced due to low cholesterol. Your testosterone, your HRT, low libido and fatigue. Your hormones are made from cholesterol. You don't have it no more. ED drugs, Viagra, erectile dysfunction, cholesterol equals testosterone, but there's no pathway for it because you ain't got no cholesterol. Your pain meds, your gabapentin, neuropathy, your myelin and mitochondria has declined. So that's why you have to take it. But if you had cholesterol, that wouldn't be an issue if you had it naturally without taking the pain meds and removing the inflammation from the body. Thyroid hormones, hypothyroidism, cholesterol fuels thyroid transport. But low cholesterol, it cannot do that. It can't transport. And it don't have the proper energy, the raw material to do the conversions in the body. Your PPIs, the omeprazole, for heartburn, your bowel and enzyme reduction. You having heartburn. You didn't know that came from low cholesterol in the body. Your diuretics, your HCTZ for high blood pressure. A mineral imbalance worsens blood pressure. And cholesterol worsens your mineral imbalance in the body. Oh, your beta blockers and ACE inhibitors. I feel like 1 in 3 people in this world, in the United States, especially in the South, is taking a beta blocker or ACE inhibitor for blood pressure. And your arterial inflammation-driven tension, because you got all this plaque buildup due to all this inflammation, and cholesterol is here to save the day, but they're saying cholesterol is the problem. They actually are just trying to push you on more drugs. They're not fixing the root cause. Your bone drugs, I've seen this for Fosamax, for osteoporosis. Your cholesterol is needed to activate it, D3. Without it, weak bones. Remember I said how vitamin D and calcium is needed? That's showing you right there. But without cholesterol, you can't have real vitamin D3. Dementia drugs, the donepezil for memory loss, the brain fat depletion. Your brain needs fat. Your brain needs cholesterol, but it's depleted, and your mitochondria, your CoQ10 is exhausted. So the key takeaway here is many medication would be unnecessary or less toxic if cholesterol were not suppressed. Drug dependence often reflects a system of wide collapse triggered by cholesterol starvation, rebuilding the body fat-based foundation can unwind the spiral. That's why taking coconut oil with oil of oregano every day can help start rebuilding healthy fat and cholesterol in the body. Herbal healing and food therapy. This is Mother Nature speaking to you. This is the earth speaking. Everything you need to heal was already placed here for you. The herbs, the roots, the mineral in my soil, they were designed for yourselves. You forgot where to look. Come back to the root. So we have functional herbal formulas, botanical design to restore balance after cholesterol suppression. We got Limitless Wellness Company. You have the number right here. We have the website. Look what they have here. They have the Psychotropic plus Miracle 5. It's for brain fog, depression, memory repair, and emotional recovery. The key ingredients is ginseng, American, Chinese, and Korean, eleuthero, milk thistle, foti root, borage, ginkgo biloba, gotu kola, and rosemary. Used during statin withdrawal. So when you have a statin withdrawal, use it for memory loss, mood stability, emotional dullness. 2, they have a blood cleanse. They have a blood cleanse one, blood cleanse plus the Miracle 5. It's for heart health, cholesterol normalization, and circulation recovery. The key ingredients are burdock root, dandelion, red clover, nettle, and insania. Insania. I always say that, initia. Used during
That's your Dacia,
hypertension.
right?
Thank you. I'll be messing these words up.
You're welcome. No problem.
I appreciate it so much. Used during hypertension, statin-induced heart dysfunction, or sluggish blood flow. 3, they have a inflammation survival blend plus the Miracle 5. It's for chronic pain, inflammation, plus autoimmunity and joint repair. The key ingredients is turmeric, ginger, cat's claw, boswellia, and devil's claw. Used for arthritis, fibromyalgia, post-statin muscle pains, and chronic inflammation. And then they have one for sexual stamina and Miracle plus the Miracle 5. It's for male reproductive health, ED, circulation, and vitality. Key ingredients is tonkat ali, maca, yohimbe, horny goat weed, and ginseng. Used during ED, low energy, stress-related dysfunction, and hormonal decline. They have a kidney, liver, and gallbladder plus Miracle 5, which is for detox, urinary flow, bowel production, and organ recovery. The ingredients are dandelion root, milk thistle, parsley, hydrangea, gravel root. Used during gallstones, low bowel, UTI risk, and statin residual detox. Now here's the flagship. This is the Miracle 5 full system reset. It's a blood purification, hormone balance, inflammation control, and nerve repair. It's cheney root, sarsaparilla, strombat, black whisk, and nerve whisk, used daily to rebuild from the inside out after statin, cholesterol drug, or hormone suppression. So we're going to go down to Fit and Blessed Herbs, and this is by Denise. They have her number and website. From pain to power, from symptoms to system, healing starts at the root. So she has the wood root tonic, which is cheney root, black whisk, nerve whisk, sarsaparilla, ginger, elderberry, myrrh, cayenne bitters. Amazing. It's a blood purifier. It removes mucus, your glandular detoxifier, and it cleanses every organ in the body. She has a King's Power Blend for the men for male vitality, strength, circulation, testosterone, which is Tribolus terrestris, tonka ali, black seed, ginseng, maca, fenugreek, horny goat weed, ginger, and damiana, which is amazing. She has a Free and Clear, which I have. It's Free and Clear lung clearing tincture for respiratory cleanse, mucus breaker, and immune support. It's elderberry, ginger, and myrrh in a tincture base. She has baobab fruit powder, which is super high in vitamin C. It's an alkaline superfood. It's a prebiotic for the digestive system and mineral-rich cleanser. Definitely, you can add that to anything high in iron to boost your iron production. Total Health, I bought 2 of these about a week and a half ago. It's graviola, which is soursop, moringa, ashwagandha, barley grass, spirulina, dandelion leaf, beetroot, lemon peel, kelp, and wheatgrass. And she got a body cream for topical detox, circulation repair, and hormone recovery to make sure your skin is looking right as you're going through these healing process. Because You will see it come through your skin as you're healing, but once it's over with, it's over. Now we have Road to Wellness from Dr. Fincher. The Road to Wellness .org is cutting-edge therapies designed to cleanse, restore, and regenerate every system. She has a Quest machine analysis, which is non-invasive. It does a full body scan biofeedback system. I've tried it before. It tells you everything that's wrong with your body and all the imbalances in the body. So then she can make recommendations how to fix the body. Now here's a cool one. The intravenous vitamin C with EDTA. It separates the heavy metals from the blood. And the vitamin C in high doses turns into hydrogen peroxide to kill cancer cells and strengthens the body, makes your immune system stronger, and it does rejuvenate your arteries because of the collagen. And like you said, it separates the heavy metal, so make sure you do a heavy metal detox with the lymphatic system as well. So you see here, you got the oxygen therapy. It oxygenates the cells, it's cellular recharge, it's for your brain and heart optimization. Anybody that's doing the vitamin C with the EDTA, I recommend you to also do the Balancer Pro lymphatic massage. It's a gentle compression therapy for circulation and detox. Because after you get the heavy metals separated from the blood, the lymphatic system is the sewage tank to help bring everything out the body. You don't want it to sit there in the body and stagnate and reabsorb into the system and cause issues. So I always recommend to do both. The SOQI machine for tumor shrinking and inflammation reduction. It's a multi-frequency red light therapy. And this one's a SOQI, I always say it wrong, red light therapy. It's for mitochondrial rejuvenation, anti-aging, and hormone and brain support. And now to Mrs. Nova Ray, Divinity Tree Holistic, a holistic alchemist, herbalist, and plant-based healer. She have an intercellular parasite cleansing tea. It's a deep, deep parasite detox, gut restoration, and cellular clearing. It has cloves, epizote, wormwood, cascara sagrada, black walnut hub, paw d'arco, cassia bark, yarrow, burdock, and dandelion. And I will tell you, it is powerful, and it's not just cleansing out parasite, it's cleansing your blood, it's moving heavy metals out the body. Very, very powerful. I love it. One of my favorites, the Blue Dream Nerve and Parasite Flush Tea. It helps relax the body. On top of that, it helps with your, I would say, your blood sugar with bitter melon. Egyptian Blue Lotus actually enhances your pineal gland, help you have deep dreams at night. It helps relax the whole brain. Soursop, as you know, soursop is good for cancer, it's good for type 2 diabetes, good for parasites. Chaparral cleanses the liver out of your body and the blood, and Palo Azul cleanses the kidney and the liver. Very powerful tea. It's basically working on all your glands and working on your kidney, liver, and your brain all at the same time. The Lifeblood tea is a beautiful tea. It's a blood cleanser, liver health, inflammatory support, and also it cleans out blockages. It contains licorice, and with the licorice, it's anticoagulant because it helps remove plaque out of the vessels. Smoker's Paradise. So this is a lung detox. It's a respiratory cleanse, a mucus removal, a lung regenerator. So anybody that has smoking in the past, anybody that has lung issues right now, very powerful tea to have. They have a Goddess Renewal Steam. It's a yoni steam, womb healing, emotional reset, which is good for the women because we already talked about cholesterol and vaginal dryness. So it's good to bring the steam up into the uterus with all the minerals that come from it to help do emotional reset and also to start rebalancing, bring it back to where it needs to be at for your reproductive system. Your Sacred Feminine Blend, a uterine tonic, hormone balance and fertility, and fibroid support. So this will help start chipping away off the fibroids. It increases your vitality. It starts bringing balance to your hormones, and it actually strengthens the muscles in your uterine. And then last but not least, it had the Black Obsidian Soap Bar for topical detox and skin cleanser. And from there, you know, I'm Joseph Sam, and from Root to Wellness. And I know I may have more, but my biggest thing is to let you know you are not broken. You are blocked. In the moment you feel safe, seen and supported, your body will remember how to heal itself. So I just want y'all to really know what's going on, not be fooled by this medical industry. And I definitely recommend you to purchase it. There's so much more that I go deeper into it as she's scrolling down. But I'm telling you, it's very important to know what's going on so you can properly heal yourself. Very, very important. As you see, it's still going. I can keep going. It was a lot of information, but I was just so happy I was able to, to even to make this book
This
because
is awesome.
love it.
This book is amazing, and of course, that we've gone over time. It's 11:45, but there's all of this information that's still available. Um, I would strongly urge everyone to purchase a copy. Like I said, today, since you've attended, you get half off. The book is on Etsy. Yeah, this book is amazing. It is amazing. Joseph, thank you for sharing this with us. Um, and as you see, it's very well written. Now, of course, somebody watching could just take it and just copy everything that we just went over. But this is something that you should really have like on standby so you can utilize it every time. And it's so easy to go through. That's the thing I really love. You just click on the side and it takes you there. Click. It's beautiful. I love it. For Joseph, can you put your information in there so they could reach you if they have questions? And you also do consultations still, correct?
Yes, I definitely do. Let me put my information right now.
And
Let's see.
you see, Joseph is thorough. So it's not your average consultation where you're just gonna, oh yeah, you get some information and you're out. No, you're gonna get the real deal Holyfield. So if you're having cholesterol issues or any other issues, then I would strongly recommend to reach out for a consultation. Okay, so his information is in there. If you don't have access to the chat, 832-474-3629 is his number where you can reach him. And that's Rooted to Wellness. And I wish I had more time for, questions and comments and stuff afterwards, but after going through this amazing book, he's answered a lot of the questions already. But if you have any other questions, please give him a call, 832-474-3629. All right, so if anybody needs to, oh, and look, there's Joseph's Cash App. It's $ JJSAM1 if you'd like to donate. And then Cash App his phone number, 832-474-3629. And I must reiterate, he has done so much for Sunshine and Wellness, so much for, our calls, contributed a lot as far as his time and efforts, and even people that he has gotten on the call that, he'll refer me to different people and I get them on here and they've also spoken before. So he's a valuable resource for us. So thank you again, Joseph. I appreciate you. And like I said, he's actually working today.
I'm at a rehab facility right now.
And took his time out to relay this information. Awesome. So we went over a little bit, but well worth the time. Again, Joseph, thank you so much. And I thank all of you. Was there anything you wanted to close out with, Joseph, before I close out?
Yes, trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust God, and everything will be okay. If you feel like something's wrong, please research. Don't ever, I say again, do not ever let someone move you because of fear.
Awesome. Awesome. I just have one question for you. If you were to, if somebody wants to start this path and they just want to remove 5 items of food out of their pantry or refrigerator, which 5 items should they start with?
Bread, any type of bread product. I'm talking about like snap Sarah bread, bread in general, bread on a hamburger. That's one. Number two, seed oils, and then dairy, and then meat. I mean, you do that, I mean, you're going to make such a big difference. Now, I know some things are harder in order than others. So if you can't give up meat, try to limit dairy. Try to limit all the breads, processed sugar that's come from these breaded items. But definitely get rid of the seed oil. It's too much inflammation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joseph. This has been
No
awesome.
problem.
Like I said, eye-opening. This ebook is amazing. Just so straight to the point. So much time put into it. I wish I could say I wrote it. It's just a beautiful thing. All right, you guys. Like I said, if you have any trouble with that, just give me a call. I have no problem with that. Now, if I don't answer, please leave me a message on text message. Don't leave a message on the voicemail because my phone doesn't warn me and I don't see it. So so don't do that. Just leave me a text message and I'll get back with you. All right, everybody. Peace and love, everybody. You guys have a beautiful weekend.